CBS 46 News presents Public Affairs on Peach.
And good morning, I'm Gloria Neal. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and it is the subject of this morning's Public Affairs on Peach. So many people are affected. It used to be a time we would say so many women, but really it is so many people are affected by breast cancer. And if you do not think it will afflict you or affect you or someone you know, I will tell you, honey, think again. It is the most commonly diagnosed cancer among women. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. More than 246,000 U.S. women will be diagnosed this year alone, and more than 40,000 will die. Here is another way to tell those sobering statistics. A woman diagnosed with breast cancer every 2 minutes in this country. A woman dies of breast cancer every 13 minutes. But not all the news is bleak, thank goodness. There are more than 2.8 million breast cancer survivors in the United States right now. And I remember a time when that was not the case. So we are delighted to have one of those survivors with us right now this morning. Her name, Janetta Goolsby. I want to thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And I look at you and I see someone who is cute, someone who is wonderful, someone who is very young, and I think, what is her story? I think that's probably the first thing that most people think when they see a breast cancer survivor. They think, well, what is her story? So share your story with viewers.
Well, I was diagnosed at the age of 22 with a 1-year-old daughter. It was the most devastating news you could ever get. It's like, I'm 22.
Yeah.
How can this happen?
Yeah.
Of all the people, why me?
Yeah.
So ever since September 11th of last year, I've been a very loud advocate for breast cancer awareness. One of my hashtags on social media is BCA for life, because it's not just October. It's not just 1 week out the month or 1 month out the year. It's every day for the rest of our lives.
Right.
So
how do you get people to wake up to that fact, Janetta? Because you're right. It's not just this 1 month where you're supposed to do self-breast exams. You should be examining your breast all the time. You should, if you're lumpy, you should know your lumps.
Right.
If you are not lumpy, you should know your breast.
Exactly.
How do you get women to wake up to that as opposed to saying, I'm afraid, I don't want to know?
Right. For example, one young lady asked, well, I'm scared to go to the doctor. What if they say I have it? It don't matter. If you want to live, then you really need to go to the doctor and check. The doctors tell you to check every few weeks or every few months. I say check every single day. Regardless, as long as you know yourself, every single day, because it can change in a matter of minutes, hours, day. It don't matter.
Yeah.
So every day.
I think sometimes too women think, oh well, yeah, my breasts are lumpy. What's a good lump from a bad lump? How
Right.
do you know?
Well, you don't. You just don't.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, well, I feel a hard lump over here, but I feel a soft one over here. It's no difference, because either one of them could be cancer.
Absolutely. How did you find out?
So I was hurting back in August of last year. They say that that's not the cause, of course. I was like, okay, so what's really going on? So I kept going back. They said I had a breast infection. I didn't feel comfortable with that answer. So I kept going back saying I was hurting, and they said, well, Janetta, you have breast cancer. So I found out that my left breast was full of the DCIS cancer. So I wasn't going to be able to keep that one anyway. After a couple weeks of, deliberating, I said, well, let me go and take both of them off, because I didn't want to risk, that, it came back. So
Right.
when I had my surgery in October of last year and found out that I had stage 2 on my lymph nodes. So I ended up having to have chemo and radiation, and so now I'm waiting for my new boobies.
I love that. You got a fist bump.
Yes,
You got a
ma'am.
fist bump.
Yes, ma'am.
I have got a girlfriend that I'll share this with you. She has a T-shirt, and she had breast cancer, and it metastasized and went throughout her body, and she's surviving it and working through it. But she got a T-shirt that said, Yes, these are fake because the real ones tried to kill me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And I love that t-shirt. I love her attitude. I love your attitude, Janetta.
Thank you.
It is so very important.
That's how you get through it. You have to have a good attitude. It's all in your head. When somebody asks, oh, how you get through it? It's in your head. And you have to talk about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think those are the biggest things, that you absolutely have to go into it with a positive attitude, not a why me, but a, okay, it's happening, let's deal with this, and having that support system.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
thank you. Quick piece of advice for people who need to go to get it done. You say what?
Go anyway, regardless. You can be scared. It can be running your family. Like for me, it didn't run in my family. So go. If you know your body and you feel like something is wrong, go get checked.
Absolutely. Thank you, Sweet Pea.
Thank you.
You are very welcome.
Thank you.
And for all the ladies out there who are afraid, you heard her, go. And for those who have been checked, like Deb Creer, who lives in Henry County, I thank you. So when Public Affairs on Peach resumes, what you have learned about the most invasive form of breast cancer. That's when we come back.